Hey, Suzanne here with caregiverhaven.com. So, if your mom or dad, they seem more confused and more agitated or just maybe off during the holidays this year, you're probably not imagining it. And no, they're not necessarily getting worse. What you're seeing is dementia's response to holiday chaos. And once you understand what's happening in their brain, you can actually prevent most of the meltdowns, the arguments, and the overwhelm that make December feel impossible. I know, we've all been there. I saw it in my office every December and every January. Caregivers were burned out. So, here at Caregiver Haven, we're here to support you through these exact moments when you need real answers, not just generic advice. So, let's talk about why the holidays hit so differently when dementia is involved. And more importantly, what you can do about it right now. All right. So let me guess what your December looks like because it might look like mine has in the past. Your parent was managing okay at home. You had a routine, which is perfect. We always say keep a schedule. Things were stable. Then the holidays hit, and suddenly it's like someone flipped a switch. They're snapping at grandkids they adore. They're asking the same question every 5 minutes, and they insist they need to go home, even though they are home, right? Or maybe they just shut down completely, retreating to their room while everyone else celebrates. They don't want Christmas. They hate Christmas. They're just pulling the curtains closed. And here's the part that makes you feel crazy. Your siblings who flew in for Christmas, they don't see it. Mom seems fine to me, they say. Oh, dad's just tired. And you're standing there thinking, am I losing my mind? Because this is just not fine, right? And then there's the guilt. You want to give them a beautiful holiday. You want those Norman Rockwell moments. We all do. But instead, you're managing a crisis and everyone's walking on eggshells and you're just trying to get through dessert without somebody melting down. I see you and I hear you. And what you're experiencing is not only real and valid, it's completely predictable. Once you understand what the holidays do to the dementia brain, it's overloaded. So here's what's actually happening. The dementia brain can't filter. A healthy brain automatically sorts through sensory input. It knows to tune out background noise, ignore flickering lights from the Christmas tree, filter conversations, all the noise in the background. But dementia damages that filtering system. So when you put up the twinkling tree or play the Christmas music and fill the house with people talking all at once, their brain receives all of this in full volume all at the same time. It's like trying to have a conversation while standing next to a jet engine. Routine is their lifeline. It's their safety net. People with dementia rely on predictable patterns to feel safe. When lunch happens at noon every day, their brain doesn't have to work hard to figure out what's next. But during the holidays, everything shifts if you don't keep them on this schedule. Different meal times, unfamiliar faces, new decorations appearing overnight. Each change forces their already struggling brain to work overtime, and eventually it just overloads. So, what looks like getting worse is actually just overwhelm. And here's the good news: overwhelm is very manageable. Here are four things that can actually help, and I want you to think about each and every one of them. Protect their core routine at all costs, no matter what. I don't care if it's Christmas morning. If your mom eats breakfast in the same breakfast at 8 a.m. every single day, serve breakfast at 8 a.m. on December 25th. And if your dad naps at 2 p.m., guard that nap time like it's sacred. A lot of parents do this now with their children and nap time. They guard it like it's never going to go out of schedule. It's never going to go out of whatever. So I want you to do that too. I want you to guard these anchors. These are anchors of familiarity that reduce anxiety even when everything else feels like chaos. Then number two, limit the guests to small groups. And how you do this is, I know everybody wants to see grandma. I know the kids want to run up to grandma with their cute little presents and show her, and their snotty noses, and they want to tell grandma, and they never, now kids are so cute. They got to get in your face though. And we can't have grandma's face in these kids because they just are carrying so many viruses. So you almost want to put a tape on the floor around grandma's chair with these little kids and say, can't go over the tape, grandma's got to have space, or whatever you want to say. Make it fun. All right. So instead of 15 people showing up all at once, you could stagger them, or you could have them draw numbers and pick numbers, and one person at a time, maybe two people, but that's it. That's all grandma can handle. Quality over quantity is going to win here every time. The best thing, what I suggest to do, is that you put grandma in her favorite chair, in her favorite room, in her cozy corner. And that's where people can go and greet her and say hello. All right. Which leads me to step number 3. So number 3 is create a quiet escape room. Designate one space in your home as a calm zone. It's going to have low lighting, minimal decorations, comfortable seating, and it may be some familiar music playing softly. Maybe she likes the smell of a certain scent. Not that I like scents. I don't recommend them because I think the chemical can be hard on the lungs, especially perfume and colognes. It always make people cough and have allergies. So when you see signs of overwhelmment, and you will, your loved one will get overwhelmed. So guide them to this space. It's not isolation. It's time out. It's regulation. It's time for them to rest. Number 4, you're going to simplify traditions. Don't eliminate them, just simplify them. If your family usually bakes 5 types of cookies together, bake 1 type this year, okay? And if you attend multiple church services, choose the quietest one. The goal isn't perfection, it's just participation without exhaustion. Here's what not to do, and this is critical. You cannot do this. Do not argue with their reality. Do not, they will shut down. Seniors do not like to fight with their children. They don't. You see them as stubborn, but something else is often going on. We uncover all sorts of reasons why seniors say what they do, because seniors are part of our Haven community and they tell us what's going on. And then we learn as caregivers, oh, we didn't think she thought that way. And when we ask our loved one, they go, yeah, how'd you know I thought that way? It's because the seniors in the community talk to us and tell us what's really going on and how they feel. And then we get it. And in turn, we give it back to our seniors. It's pretty incredible. But again, our community will be opening in January. So we've got a lot of things going on there. So don't argue with your reality is what I'm saying. If your dad insists he needs to go home to his childhood house, don't say, Dad, you are home. Okay? That feels like you're gaslighting him. You're correcting him. You're shaming him. And that's not okay. Instead, step into his reality. Ask him about that home. What did you like about it? What did you like to do at Christmas? You know, a lot of men grew up with certain traditions at Christmas, and then they get married. And something I learned early from my mom, she said, don't forget your husband's traditions at Christmas and every holiday. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, your husband will shut down if you don't celebrate his traditions too. So you need to incorporate our traditions as well as his traditions, so he will love the holidays like he always remembered them. And I thought that was pretty wise advice. So just now, what you want to do with your senior is you want to bring a few of those memories in too, all right? But don't make it so urgent. Don't make it that it has to be perfect. It just has to be 1 or 2 things. And using logic doesn't work with dementia. We all know that. When you say, Mom, I didn't steal your purse, it's right here. That just is going to escalate the situation. Instead, validate the emotion. I know you're really worried about your purse, so let's look for it together. Many of us have learned to buy 3 or 4 or 5 remote controls because why? My mom always sat on her remote control, or it fell down her recliner chair. It was on the floor. It was in the sink. Who knows where the remote controls were? But I'd walk into her home and the TV was blasting and you couldn't talk until she found the remote and she turned down the TV. So having 5 different remotes meant when I walked through that door, I had a remote in my hand every single time. Click, TV volume goes off for a minute. Hi, Mom, how are you doing? Then we find all her remotes. And before I leave her place, I put my remote back. It was amazing. It's so easy. Just do the simple things. All right. So help her if she says that she's missing something or missing her purse. Help her find it. She's going to have it's just going to calm the anxiety when you do that. All right. Don't expect them to rise to the occasion. Seniors can't. We can't. We have only so much energy. But that's even if we don't have dementia. But if we do, our brain just doesn't have the capacity anymore. So lower your expectations and increase your presence. That's the trade that actually works. Now, let's talk about the holiday season. Has shown you that maybe your current approach isn't working. So if you're realizing that you need an actual plan, not survival tactics, I've created something specifically for you. It's called the Dementia Care Planning Toolkit, and it's completely free, so you can grab it in the link. But it includes the symptom tracking. It includes a bunch of stuff about just planning when they have dementia, because dementia is a progressive disease, unfortunately, and it's just going to get worse and worse. So you have to know what's ahead. And every time a holiday is thrown in, whether it's Valentine's Day or whether it's Mother's Day or Easter, spring break, and the kids are out and they're coming over, and then it's family reunions, and then it's Labor Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day. Should I go on? All these holidays, not to mention all the fun things that happen throughout the year that we create, or that, we just have national holidays. But the thing about it is, these can upset your sanctuary, your schedule, and you want to keep them on schedule. So if you learn how to do that for December, you will have it licked for February, Valentine's Day, for Easter, for Mother's Day. You will have it licked. You will have trained your family. This is so cool. You'll train them for what mom can do and not do. You will protect her. One of the things I do want to leave you with is one important thing. If you want to give her a gift for Christmas this year, go look for noise canceling headphones. Do not use ear pods. Those can irritate her ears. And besides that, she might have hearing aids, or he might have hearing aids. Get those that go over the head. Get good ones. Don't get cheap ones. And make sure they're noise canceling. She might really like to just listen to some soft music with her hearing aids, and she puts the noise canceling headphones on if the hearing aids don't have that. It really does lessen all the noise, background noise she's hearing, because people have a lot of background deafness and they can't hear when there's a conversation going on in the background. They cannot hear the person they're talking to. It is very, very common. We all have, I don't know, but all my friends have it. I have it. Okay, I can't hear when somebody's talking in the background or blasting music. So please think about those noise canceling headphones or even hearing aids. And if you're getting hearing aids, remember, we always talk about this, and we'll talk about it more in your membership. We've talked about it in the community. You got to go to Costco. Those people are not on commission. So they're not trying to sell you the highest priced hearing aids, which you don't need. All you need to do is hear. You don't need to hear, in symphony, which is hard actually to hear in. All you need to do is hear. So Costco is amazing. They don't work off commission. All right. So anyway, back to the Dementia Care Planning Kit. Grab it at caregiverhaven.com. It's there for you. And I will see you soon. Just remember, the chaos is going to come and you can do this. And when you do, it's sustainable. You're going to get through every single holiday. So I'm real excited for you. Every single family gathering and every disruption from here on out, because you're going to know how to schedule and pace. And you're going to keep that loved one paced beautifully so they understand it. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.